Sal Khan here from Khan Academy, and I just want to say how excited I am to be working with the Woodrow Wilson Academy of Teaching and Learning. We have 3 teacher candidates here at Khan Academy and Khan Lab School over the next few months with the goal of really understanding how can mastery learning be optimized in a physical environment. All of us here at Khan Academy, we never imagined that somehow virtual tools could in any way, shape, or form be a substitute for an incredible classroom environment with incredible supports from teachers and peers. The best of both worlds, we believe, is when they complement each other optimally. And so this team from Woodrow Wilson is thinking through this. What are the tools good at? And then what are the supports that the human beings need to be able to support each other? What are the tools the teachers need? What are the types of activities that need to be done above and beyond some of the things that could be practiced and mastered online? And it's especially exciting to be working with Woodrow Wilson because as an education school, they're actually the first to teach education in a mastery learning framework. So these teacher candidates, they are here teaching our students, designing with our students and with our teachers as part of their curriculum, which is completely in line with what we believe here. Our whole theory of change, so to speak, is the reason why so many students have difficulty or oftentimes hit a wall in math or science classes especially, it has nothing to do with the innate abilities of the students, nothing to do with somehow the subject matter being difficult, and nothing to do with the teacher. Many times this will happen when they have incredible teachers. In our minds, it's all about the system, that historically students need to move lockstep through concepts. And when you move at a fixed pace, it inevitably leads to variable outcomes. You take an exam on basic exponents in 7th grade, and some of us get a 95%, some of us get an 80%, some of us get a 70%. And even though that exam has identified gaps, the whole class has to move on to the next concept. And then over time, those gaps keep accumulating so that by the time you get to, say, an algebra class, those gaps could be debilitating. You see an equation that has an exponent, which you didn't know 20% of the material in it, maybe a little bit of dividing decimals, maybe subtracting a negative, and you were a little bit shaky there. And all of a sudden, the algebra doesn't make sense. And it's very hard for you or your teacher to be able to do the right intervention when you have to focus purely on your grade level material. And so you have this notion of mastery learning, that instead of holding fixed when and how long you do something with variable outcomes, what should be variable is your pacing. And what should be fixed is that you get to a level of fluency. And this is arguably the oldest way of learning. It's the way you would learn a musical instrument. It's the way that you would learn a martial art. And it was coined as mastery learning by Benjamin Bloom many decades ago. And he showed in the 80s that if students are able to learn in a mastery learning framework with individualized pace, that you can have 2 standard deviation improvements, his famous 2 sigma study, which one other way to think about it in plain English is that the student in the 50th percentile could now perform in the top 5 percentile or the 95th percentile roughly. And so what's exciting is that Woodrow Wilson itself is a mastery learning ed school. So super excited about this collaboration. We're really hoping that through it, all parties are going to learn of the right way that the in-class experience and online tools can complement each other so that more students can have a richer and better experience in math and beyond, and that teachers will finally have the supports and the information they need to be able to reach every student where they are. So we're super excited about this collaboration.